But then, shortly after that, then the list makers kicked into high gear, and wow, the list got too numerous to mention. And so I promise I won't mention all of them, but just to give you the flavor of them, I wanted to show you a few. So there's this list. This was the list of America's leading design innovators. And very apropos to today's award, they talked about David Kelley as, quote, the most sought-after design engineer this side of Thomas Edison. And so at that point, it started to get my attention. And then the list just go on and on. The New York Times Magazine put him on this list of what they called wizards, wonders, and wonks. And then Time Magazine writes 6 pages about him and titles the article, Move Over Da Vinci. Now, that's slightly aspirational in my mind, right? But when the list makers really get carried away, when it just goes over the top, they're in hyperdrive now. In fact, let's be honest, I think here at this point we could say there's just a smidge of hyperbole thrown in, right? Because David appears in this cover story. That's not him on the cover, but David appears in this cover story in Esquire magazine, and the list it's right here in black and white. They called the list the 21 most important people of the 21st century, right? And at this point, if you're, even if you're David Kelley's like mom and dad, and I present Exhibit A, Exhibit B over there, right? Even if you're David Kelley's mom and dad, you're at least thinking. You're not saying this out loud because you want to be, you want to be polite. You don't want to hurt anybody's feeling, but you're at least thinking like, oh my God, 21 most important people of the 21st century? You're calling the race a little early, aren't you? Right? Because I want to point out that this cover story in Esquire magazine, this is November 1999. So look, I love my brother way too much to be objective about him. But I can say this. I can say a lot of other people, lost one of those, a lot of other people who are way more objective than me thought that David was a pretty remarkable guy. So please welcome my favorite brother, David Kelley.
I'm particularly pleased to be connected with the Thomas and Edison Award because, as you heard today, it's very clear Edison was the most creative geniuses that we've ever had in this country. But the interesting thing to me is that our point of view, it's a good thing that Sarah's written this book. I would have missed this completely, but it's kind of uncanny how similar that Edison's point of view was to our own. He had a multidisciplinary approach. He thought of innovation as a team sport, and so do we. Despite the press, so standing here today, I feel very lucky. I really feel lucky that I found my fit in life, that I found my passion. This is what I most wish for my students, that they find their fit, and this is what we try to do. And my fit is really about helping people to actually be confident in their creative ability. When I was a kid, everybody always used to say to me, oh, you're so creative. It didn't really ring true to me. It seemed like everybody was creative, and I think I'm right. I know I'm right ever watching the students over the years, that it's inside of everybody. We have this kind of art where these kind of creative leaps come from. And so what I've really dedicated my life to is trying to infect as many people with that religion, or whatever you want to say, that allows them to have that confidence. Because I believe with that confidence, they'll go out and make better decisions, whether it's, planning a new dinner party or curing cancer or whatever else they do. So I can't tell you how gratifying it is in the new institute that I started at Stanford called we call it the D School to make fun of the business school. That's the B School. But I can't tell you how many people send me emails saying, oh, thank you so much, doctors, lawyers, business people who have been, that side of their brain has been woken up by the classes they've taken in our institute, and they say, I used to walk around only as an analytical person. Now I walk around both as an analytical person and as a creative person, and that just feels really good. And so that's really what we're trying to do. So when you see people